Good morning, Hanson Middle School, and welcome back. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Well, welcome. Special welcome to our new transfer students and our 5th grade. I'm Mr. Tranter, and I'm the principal here at Hanson Middle School. I'd like to take this time to welcome you all back and just encourage you to have a good day. Go with the flow. Your teachers are excited to have you back. It's going to be new. It's new for you. It's new for us. And we're going to make the best of it. So it's going to be a real positive experience. Enjoy the day. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Belvis.
Good morning and welcome back. Glad to have you guys all back here. This is our second start this week. I just want to remind you briefly from the time that you guys get on the bus till the time that you get off the bus in the afternoon that we ask you to have your masks on, except for mask breaks and eating lunch. Right now, I'm going to pass it over to Mrs. Godbout. Actually, one more thing, sorry, before I pass it over. Hats. A lot of people were wearing hats into the building. We understand that you do not have lockers this year, but once you get into your homeroom, I'm going to ask you to take your hats off and place them under your desk or in a backpack. Now I'm going to pass it off to Mrs. Godbout.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Godbout, the nurse at Hanson Middle School. Mr. Tranter asked me to just talk with you a little bit this morning to go over some health guidance while we're back here. So the 3 main factors that I want to focus on with you is what you've been hearing all summer is hand hygiene, masks, and physical distancing. So we're going to start with hand washing and sanitizer. So you all know, I think by now, the proper way to wash your hands and going at least 20 seconds, not just doing like a quick soap, water, oh, I'm done. Really make sure you're getting all the surfaces of your hands in between your fingers, your fingernails, wash your hands really well. When you can't wash your hands with soap and water, sanitizer, get a good drop, like a dime-sized drop. Make sure you're the same thing. Get your hands, all surfaces of your hands, in between your fingers, tops of your hands, and let it dry. Like, don't wipe it off with a paper towel. Like, if they're still wet, just let it air dry. Times like to use sanitizer, wash your hands, like key times, obviously. The big one is when you enter the building. I'm guessing the first thing the teachers are going to have you do when you go into the classroom is wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. Excuse me, then obviously anytime that you're using the bathroom, before and after you eat. And the big one that I don't think many of us do, anytime that you are touching your mask or playing with your mask, adjusting it, when you're done doing that, use some hand sanitizer. Because just like your face, your mask is dirty. So the best thing to do is try to avoid touching your mask, adjusting it, playing with it all day. I know that's tough because they're not very comfortable, but when you do have to do that, taking it on, adjusting it, taking it off, try to remember to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. Which brings me to the next main factor is of techniques to help us control the spread of the coronavirus is wearing a mask. This is just a regular procedure, surgical mask. A lot of kids I notice have homemade cloth masks. Those are great. These masks are great. I know bandanas and gaiters are sometimes used as well, and that is according to our DPH, those are acceptable face coverings. However, just be mindful that honestly masks are better and more effective. One thing to kind of check the mask that you're wearing or the face covering you're wearing, if you hold it up to the light and you can see through it, then that really isn't a great protection. The other one that Mr. Lopes shared with us actually, so I don't want to take credit for it, is if you have your mask on and you have either a candle or a match or some little light in front of you and you try to blow that out, if you can blow it out with your mask on, it's really not doing a lot of good. So those are a couple of tips I wanted to share with you. One other thing. So when you put your mask on, always hold it by the ear loops. Don't try to touch the inside or the outside of the mask. You just put it on. Make sure it's covering under your chin, your nose. If it has the wire, you can kind of press it to hold it in place. And then make sure, I noticed the other day when kids were in here, the mask slipped down. A lot of kids are walking around like this. That's not doing anything. Make sure you adjust it and keep it up over your nose. Take it off, same thing, just grab it by the ear loops, take it off. A trick that I learned, because the inside of your mask is dirty, it's now contaminated. You can fold it in half and just set it down on your desk while you eat. If you have a little hook on your desk, you can hang it there, whatever. But just try to fold it in half and lay it down. And then the last thing is the physical distancing. 6 feet apart as much as possible when you can. If you're outside and you guys are doing mask breaks, you make sure you're still doing your physical distancing. That's the most important. When masks on and you're outside, you have a little bit more leeway, but just try to be very aware of your distance between you and your classmates and teachers and that thing. And I think that's it. I hope you guys have a good day, and that's it. Have a good day.